This episode of AskReddit is for the boys. I'll be looking at the internet's best answers to the question, what is a universal, unwritten rule that all males have to know? To be fair, if you are a girl and you're interested, keep watching. You might learn something. Some of the stuff that we do is very, very weird. Without further ado, here we go. When you reach a certain age, you must groan when either sitting or standing up, even if there's absolutely no pain whatsoever. When leaving, you must smack your pockets to make sure everything is there. The nods. Yes, downwards if you're not that close, upwards if you are. Wow, that is very true. When there's a choice between urinals, use the one that minimizes the chances of neighboring another occupied urinal. That's not even up for debate, is it? You're born with that sense. I had an old man walk up to the urinal next to me when all of the other urinals were available and tell me, "Don't worry, I won't pee on you," before unleashing the most aggressive pee I've ever heard in my life. I still think about it sometimes. Wow. The wide step. You all know. Yeah, my lady cracks up when I'm walking ahead and give the old wide step and mid-step shake. Every time you grab the tongs, click them twice to make sure they work. It's true. You know, on the off chance that tongs somehow break, you gotta check those things. Wow, this person has had tongs fall apart during test clicks. There's no telling the absolute disaster it would have caused if it had fallen apart outside of a test click. Hey, you got a test. If a hood on a car is open, you must stand in a circle around it, similar to grills at an event. If anything is floating in the toilet when you pee, it instantly becomes a target. That is so true. Here we go again. You must stand by your bro while he's grilling and make comments about the level of awesome it's going to be. Splendiferous grill lines, my man. We must feel the pain of our fellow men who we see being hit in the balls. So true. If you're not grimacing on behalf of your mate, then are you even a man? Oh, a little follow-up. Once in the dorms, someone told us a balls getting whacked story, and all the guys clenched up and went, "Ah." A girl said, "That's so funny the way guys do that." Another time, a guy asked, "I wonder what hurts more, when a girl gets bad cramps or when a guy gets whacked in the nuts?" The girl said, "You have no idea how much it hurts." And the guys replied, "Well, you have no idea how much it hurts." Hey, if any girls are still listening and watching, it hurts a lot. If a friend buys you a drink, you don't pay it back, you just buy the next round. That is so true. To be honest, if you were just to pay them back straight away, it'd be a bit weird. Anytime you use a stud finder, you must first use it on yourself and say, "Found one." Sorry, surely no one's ever done that. I mean, it's a good dad joke, but Jesus. You must let out a sigh of satisfaction when sitting down on a lawn chair. Now look, I'm only 23, but I found myself begin to do these things. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. One shall slap the bag of soil in the garden centre when passing by. Very satisfying stuff. I pretty much do this to any bag product. Dog food, landscaping rock, no bagged product is safe. You cannot call shotgun in a friend's car if he has a girlfriend or wife in the group. That is very, very valid. Oh my freaking god, my husband's friend and I are so competitive with this. He shoves me into the side of other cars to slow me down. Yo, comment down below. What are the rules of shotgun in your friend group? Do you have to see the car? Do you have to be next to the car? Have you got to be touching the car? I want to know. When watching TV, hanging by the fire, etc. with the guys, if you get up to get a beer, always consult the room if anyone else requires a beverage before leaving. That's a good man right there. You can shake and you can dance, but the last drops always end up in your pants, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now look, you can take a minute to milk her, but then you risk someone walking in and you become the guy rubbing it out of the urinal, and nobody wants that, unless you do. If so, you're weird. If you're with your homie and his crush rolls up, you aren't the funny one. Now this one pains me because I pride myself on being an absolute comedic genius, but sometimes you have to take a back foot. In situations like this, it's the done thing. I rate it. Never turn your homie into a clown just to make a girl laugh. That just sucks. Yeah, and the comment below, I turn into a clown for my homie. Gonna make them look better. That adds to the whole idea of the previous comment, doesn't it? That's something that I struggled with, to be fair. You know, you can't do that. You can't take the mick out of your homies just to impress a guy. It's not good. Oh, here we go. Back to reality. Protect your junk at all costs. There's a reason why cowboys wear jeans in the desert. Wow. See, I always thought that was to be stylish, but apparently not. That is a very good point. Why don't they wear shorts? Never thought about that. If you borrow a car, you gotta bring it back with more gas than you started with. That's one of those respectful ones. Roast your bro when he's happy. comfort him when he looks depressed. It's the fine line, isn't it? Between good banter, good friendship, and also being there for the boy. Don't spit or pee into the wind. The second one, 100%. Also, don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Now, I don't know what that means, so comment down below. Always bring the groceries into the house in one trip. There are no exceptions. Even if you have 25,000 bags, they all got to come in at once. Put them on your head. You got to do what's got to be done. Mama didn't raise no two-trip, bitch. Come on, you're better than that. Don't point out the flaws on someone else's car. Yes, I'm totally goddamn aware my 52-year-old project car needs a paint job. Leave me alone. And to be fair, this does go for everything. Car, house, whatever. I don't need you to point out that it could be better or different. It's my project. Let me do my thing. When at a bar or a restaurant and a buddy shows up, you must say some form of, I guess they'll let anyone in here. Wow, gets me every time. Some tools require testing before use. Examples include the click-click of the tongs that we've already said, but also squeezing the trigger of a power drill a couple of times. That is just, you have to do that. Spin the socket of a ratchet wrench to make sure it's going the right way. Can I think of any others? Oh yeah, you know when you pick up scissors, I always just give them a couple of clicks, a couple of chops to make sure they're still working. Why they wouldn't be, I don't know. They would never not work, but hey, you gotta try. If a woman you don't know approaches you and acts like an old friend, play along. Here we go. Probably our first serious one, but yeah. Guys, you got to be doing this. She could be in danger. You could be a savior. Do the right thing. Here we go. A little follow-up to that one from a woman. When I was 20, I was getting off the tube in London and got a really eerie sense about a guy. I was certain he was following me, but we were both exiting the station, so maybe I was being paranoid. It was late, around 11 p.m. The exit was long with a couple of corners. The faster I walk, the faster he walks. I ended up making a run for it at the top of the escalator. There are two dudes hanging around outside. I just launch myself at them. I grab one guy around the waist and loudly say, "Sorry I'm late, babe." He immediately plays along. "What took you so long? We've been waiting ages." That's a good man right there. The stalker guy stops and glares at the three of us. He looks furious but walks away. My pretend boyfriend also sensed evil. He was scared for me. Him and his mate walked with me and waited with me until I got a taxi. A week later, a woman was followed from that station late at night, dragged into a front garden, awed, and viciously assaulted. We need pretend boyfriends. Oh my gosh. So there you go, guys. If those two guys hadn't have, you know, done what they did, that girl, well, almost definitely would have been seriously assaulted. That's horrible. When she tells you she's not hungry for whatever you're ordering, you gotta order more, because she'll definitely be eating your stuff. After communication with my wife, I have come to the conclusion that the estimate is based on current hunger. It doesn't take into account future hunger. Do with that information as you will. When a friend asks you for help, you help them. That's the thing with a guy. I mean, guys are probably less likely than girls in general to actually be open and ask their friends for help. But that's the thing. When a guy actually goes to the extent of doing that, you know they really do need the help. And your best bro's good woman is an extension of your best bro. Story time. My best bro left for work early as anything in the AM, a 12-hour shift at a hospital. His girl left the apartment a few hours later for her 12-hour shift. This was my day off, sleeping late. I hear her leave, then legit 5 minutes later, my phone goes off. It's her, crying. She hit a curb around the corner and the tire is blown. She has to get to work. She's a nurse too. Without thought, I get up, hop in the car and go see about her. Her car is screwed. Grab everything you need for work. Let's go, I say. I race to the hospital and she makes it in on time. I have her keys. I head back to her car, swap the spare on, take the wheel and blown tire to the tire shop and have a new tire put on. I go back to her car, swap the spare off for the new tire, call my now ex-girlfriend to come follow me to the hospital so I can drop her car off and leave her keys under the floor mats. She has her car now when she gets off late that night. She's his wife now. Anything I'd do for my best friend, I'd do for her too. That's a good man right there. I mean, seriously, who knows? This guy could have been instrumental in this woman becoming your best mate's wife. Good stuff. You have to rip off icicles from roofs and throw big rocks in lakes when given the opportunity. Big rocks in lakes. That is one that I feel we should have seen earlier. That's a classic. If your mate goes missing in Amsterdam, you say nothing about it, unless he's gone for more than 2 hours. Oh My gosh. Whenever your wife or husband tries to buy something you could make but never will, always tell her or him to not buy it because you can make that same thing at home way cheaper. And it doesn't matter if you'll never get round to it. It's the thought that counts. Don't date a bro's ex-girlfriend. That is just the ultimate bro code. Don't do it. It's not worth it. There are plenty more fish in the sea. Don't look at another man's pee-pee when you're peeing. If you do accidentally see it, then it's whatever. But if you get caught looking at it intentionally, then you're in the wrong, bro. This has nothing to do with homophobia either. It's about privacy and respecting boundaries. Even gay men aren't trying to just show their pee-pee to everyone in the bathroom. And if they were, it would be very weird. When driving a manual, always ferociously wiggle the gear lever to make sure it's in neutral before starting the engine. Twice. If you're bald and I'm bald, we're automatically bald brothers. Hey, one I don't know about, but who knows? Down the line, I may do. I present the 10 commandments of manhood. Thou shalt click the tongs thrice before use. Thou shalt encourage others to refrain from manipulating the thermostats. Thou shalt always be the fire master. Thou shalt always keep 1 urinal distance between your fellow man. Thou shalt encircle a car or grill whilst discussing the activity around the car and grill. Thou shalt refrain from complaints of the make of the free beer. However, complaints of temperature are welcomed. Thou shalt refrain from romantic entanglements with a close friend's former flame. Thou shalt nod upwards when passing a friend, downwards when passing a stranger. Thou shalt remember thine role in the vehicle. The driver operates the controls, the passenger navigates. Backseat passengers only distribute snacks and nothing else. And finally, thou shalt never, unless in extreme circumstance, impact the testicles of your fellow man. And there we go. That is all you need to know. And there we go, guys. That is going to do it for this episode of r/AskReddit. I think those 10 commandments at the end summed up this thread perfectly. If you are a guy and you have something on your mind, a universal unspoken rule that all guys just have to follow or just know inherently, and it hasn't been mentioned in this episode, get it down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on a podcast and you want to get involved and you want to see my lovely face, come over to my YouTube channel. If you would like some more Ask Reddit straight away, check out this episode on screen. And if you are new to my channel, hit the follow button, subscribe, do all those good things, turn notifications on, and I'll see you all tomorrow with another Reddit video.